The world was broken, shattered by a single snap. Half of all life, gone. In the silent heart of Avengers Tower, I, Bruce Banner, worked tirelessly. No Hulk, just me, my mind, and a desperate hope named time travel. The quantum realm was our last chance, a needle in an infinite haystack, and I was determined to thread it. Night after night, the hum of the temporal displacement unit was my only companion. The equations were a chaotic symphony, each variable a potential disaster. But I was close, so dangerously close. Tonight felt different. The air crackled with an unseen energy. My calculations, which had been stable for weeks, began to fluctuate wildly. Alarms blared, red lights painting the lab in a coat of pure panic. I scrambled to shut it down, my fingers flying across the console. But it was too late. The machine roared to life, not with the controlled hum I knew, but with a guttural, tearing sound. Space itself seemed to groan. In front of me, a vortex of swirling colors and raw energy ripped open the very fabric of reality. It wasn't the clean, shimmering portal we had designed. This was a wound in the universe, violent and hungry. I stumbled back, shielding my eyes from the blinding light. The pull was immense, a gravitational force that defied physics. My feet slid across the polished floor. Tools, papers, years of research, all were sucked into the abyss. I grabbed onto the edge of my console, my knuckles white, my muscles straining. The portal's scream was deafening, a chorus of a million voices crying out at once. It wasn't just pulling matter, it felt like it was pulling at my very soul, my memories, my existence. I don't understand. Where is the Hulk? Is he scared? With one final, wrenching tug, my grip failed. I was lifted off my feet, tumbling end over end into the chaotic storm. The last thing I saw was the familiar ceiling of my lab disappearing into a blinding light. The humming of the machine intensified, colors bled into a blinding white light, and then, silence. Bruce Banner groaned, pushing himself up. This wasn't his lab. He was in a barn, sunlight streaming through the weathered wood. A frantic energy still pulsed through him, the remnants of his experiment gone wrong. He'd been trying to master temporal displacement, not interdimensional travel. The air smelled of hay and something else. Something wholesome. The barn door creaked open, flooding the space with even more light. A tall figure stood silhouetted against the morning sun. "Well, that's not something you see every day," a calm, deep voice said. "You all right there, mister?" The man stepped inside. He was young, with kind eyes and a sturdy build that his flannel shirt couldn't quite hide. Bruce got to his feet, brushing off his clothes. Where am I?" The man smiled gently. "Smallville, Kansas. You're at the Kent farm. I'm Clark." He extended a hand. As Bruce shook it, a strange sensation passed between them. It was like two massive, dormant energies acknowledging each other across a quiet room. Bruce felt a flicker of the other guy, a primal recognition of immense power, but it wasn't a threat. It was contained. Controlled. Clark's friendly demeanor didn't waver, but his eyes held a new depth, a flicker of profound curiosity. He could feel something extraordinary within this stranger, a storm of gamma radiation and raw strength held in a fragile human shell. "Bruce Banner," Bruce replied, his scientific mind racing. This man, Clark, wasn't just a simple farmhand. There was a power radiating from him that defied physics, a quiet strength that felt as vast as the sun itself. "Banner," Clark repeated, his gaze thoughtful. "You look like you've had a rough trip. How about some coffee? I have a feeling we have a lot to talk about." Bruce, for the first time since the blinding flash, felt a sense of calm. He looked at the impossible man before him and nodded. Two worlds had just collided in a Kansas barn, and the universe would never be the same. After a very long discussion, we pick up with Banner still at the Kent farm. "Bruce, you ready to go? Gotham's not getting any closer, and I promised Bruce Wayne we'd be there by sundown. I have to say, seeing you on the Kent farm has been surreal. But in a good way. It's not every day you get to show another superpowered genius around Smallville. By the way, my ma says you have a gentle soul. She's a pretty good judge of character. All right, let's fly. Hold on tight. The world looks so peaceful from up here. It helps you remember what you're fighting for. I know you see a monster when you look at the Hulk, but from up here, I see a protector. We both have this immense power, this other guy inside. For me, it's a symbol of hope. For you, it's a force of nature. But maybe they're not so different. We both just want to keep people safe. The how is just details. We're approaching Gotham. Bruce Wayne has spent his life trying to lift it up. He's a good man, but he's cautious. Especially with people like us. He deals in strategy, in planning for every contingency. And let's be honest, you and I are the definition of an unforeseen contingency. He's going to have a million questions. He'll probably run a dozen scans on you without you even noticing. Don't take it personally. It's just how he is. He sees threats everywhere because, in his city, they usually are. There it is, Wayne Tower. Just be yourself, well, you know what I mean. He might seem cold or distant, but he's one of the best men I know. He's just worried. He worries about what would happen if I ever lost control. And now you, but he can help figure out what happened and maybe get you home. Bruce was outside waiting, as Clark and Banner landed softly. Clark is all smiles. Bruce Wayne, I would like you to meet Bruce Banner. Wayne hasn't taken his eyes off Banner standing silently. It's like he's running 1,000 calculations in his head, figuring out Banner and the massive energy trapped inside. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, after a moment. Clark breaks the silence. So, Bruce and I were talking about power. What it means to have it, and how to control it. He looks at me. Your experience, it's unique. Bruce Wayne finally speaks. Kent believes your power is a gift. I see it as a liability. A weapon without a safety. Imagine that room, the Man of Steel, the Dark Knight, and Bruce Banner. 3 different men, 3 different sources of immense power. What do you guys think?
Inside a high-tech lab at the top of Wayne Tower, Bruce Banner and Bruce Wayne are meticulously calibrating a complex machine. They're trying to recreate the quantum experiment that accidentally sent Banner to this universe. Standing a few feet away, Superman watches over them, a silent guardian ready for anything. Banner, glancing at a secondary monitor, notices a fluctuating data stream that isn't part of their experiment. He squints, recognizing the pattern. It's a biometric scan, specifically targeting gamma radiation. His voice drops, a low growl creeping in. Are you scanning me? Bruce Wayne doesn't flinch, his focus locked on the main console. Before the tension can escalate, Superman gently places a hand on Banner's shoulder. I told you he would, Clark says softly. Bruce is thorough. He prepares for every possibility, especially potential threats. Banner looks up into Superman's calm, reassuring eyes. For a moment, he's reminded of the unwavering trust he had in Steve Rogers. The anger recedes, replaced by a weary acceptance. All right, Banner concedes. If the other guy does show up, I trust you'll be the one to handle him. I fear nothing else will. Superman offers a small, confident smile. Let's hope it never comes to that. As he turns back, a sudden, violent surge of energy erupts from the quantum tunnel. Alarms blare as the machine winds, spiraling out of control. Banner and Wayne fight to contain the overload, their faces illuminated by flashing red lights. In the midst of the chaos, Superman's head snaps toward the window. His super hearing picks up distant sirens from Metropolis, but it's something else that chills him. A powerful, malevolent energy signature he recognizes, one he believed was long gone. A look of genuine fear crosses his face for an instant before he shoots through the window, a blur of red and blue disappearing into the sky. Left alone, Bruce and Banner finally manage to shut down the smoking, overheated machinery. The lab falls silent. Wayne walks over to a large bookshelf, pulls the tops of 2 specific books, and the entire wall slides open, revealing a hidden chamber. It's a smaller, more compact version of the Batcave. In the center, illuminated by a single spotlight, stands the Batman suit. As they step inside, Wayne looks at Banner. We all have our other guy. He begins to suit up. We'll need it. Banner simply nods. Batsman leaps from the ledge, and just as he falls, the Batwing raises from below to meet him. He lands perfectly in the cockpit and speeds off into the night, leaving Banner alone in the vast, silent laboratory of Wayne Tower. To be continued in Part 5.